Hi there, this is week 9 of the trumpet technique videocasts. Last week was quite a tricky one. It was all about how to learn music and things. I hope you got plenty of tips on that. I've had a couple of emails with people asking for a little bit further help on that one, but what I think we'll do is later on in these videocasts we'll look at some set pieces and we'll discuss them and the points to look for and the points to learn. So I think later on in the videocast we'll start working through specific pieces. This week is all about buzzing. This is another clip, a little bit like the week 7 jazz improvisation week, where it's a clip that you can go back to and keep working through and use your imagination, using some of the clips on brassblast.co.uk. If you go into there, there's some sound clips where it's like low C, low D, low E. That's what we're going to use today to work from as backing tracks, so you can go on and do that yourself and get those yourself. There are other backing tracks that you could use for this. If you just go to YouTube and type in B-flat blues or F blues, just get a regular backing track like that and just work with those. It's really good for your pitching and hearing. So that's what the benefit of today is going to be. I'll talk about this again at the end to highlight what buzzing does and the benefits of it. But really the benefits are it builds up the muscles, it works all the muscles here, and it also gets you hearing, it gets you listening and trying to pick certain pitches. So out of that you're going to improve your high range, you're going to improve your sound, and all these kind of things. I did say I wasn't going to use the trumpet today, but at this stage I'm going to have to. Buzzing is so important. A good mouthpiece buzz equals a good sound on the trumpet. So if a good clean sound on here, so a good buzz is a good sound. You can hear the relationship there, not a good buzz, a tight, horrible, like crackly one. That isn't a good sound on the trumpet, so we're going to make it as good a sound as possible on this and keep doing it until you get that good sound, because honestly it just pays so much back to you as a trumpet player. So good buzz on this equals a good sound on the trumpet. To hold the mouthpiece for buzzing, I would put it in your hand like this and curl your hand around, because it gives you a little bit of resistance against the mouthpiece there. Not blocked over, but just a little bit of resistance. And just have a go at buzzing. And the simple things, make sure you're breathing and blowing, moving the air through the mouthpiece. And try different volumes, try louds and quiets. And play around with different things like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the backing tracks on, and I would like you to just play along with them. I'll just put up a stupid picture so you're not seeing me standing buzzing all the time and then flicking backwards and forwards. So there'll be a picture on. Once you've done the mouthpiece buzzing, try it with just your lips. This is a lot harder. Not everybody can do this, but it's something that I would recommend to work on, because it builds up the kind of inside part of the muscles here, the inner embouchure, which is what really gives us strength and really, really helps us with high notes and pitching notes as well. So mouthpiece buzzing and what's called free buzzing. So try both. If you just keep flicking back on the clip, or even just if you want to do it yourself, go on to brassblast.co.uk and get the things off there. Good, so in that first little set, you've just copied what I've buzzed on straight notes, just keeping them going. The next part, we're going to do some articulation exercises, some tongue-in exercises. So as if you're saying the word duh. So note that I'm not going I'm going so the air's flowing, and my tongue is just saying a D shape. Da, 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 or ta. The other thing about mouthpiece buzzing as well is make sure you're not pressing the mouthpiece too hard against your lips. It's something we're going to talk about a lot in, over the technique videocasts, but try and be really aware of that when you're doing this. Keep it light, because if you keep that mouthpiece pressure nice and light, it lets the blood flow around your lips, so you'll feel your lips tingling. So it's a nice warm-up. It also means you're not stopping the vibration of your lips, which ultimately, it does give us high notes pressing the mouthpiece on. But eventually it blocks it and stops it, and it feels really stuffy and horrible. So keep the mouthpiece pressure nice and light. There should just be a seal around your lips, so nice and light mouthpiece pressure. Now we're going to add on some tongue-in exercises just to help work our tongue as well. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit more advanced. We're going to now look at octaves. We're going to look at going from the low pitch to the high pitch. You can see my muscles moving here. This is a brilliant workout. It's really hard, takes lots of air for the high notes, but it is going to be really good. One little point about high notes for you, and I will keep coming across this point on lots of the clips as we go on, is that high notes for me, high notes are all about fast air. So what I talk about a lot with all my students, I'll just grab my trumpet. What I talk about is the speed of air. So for a low C, this isn't actually like a technical kind of like official thing, but this is how I think of it. A low C, I imagine the air traveling at 5 miles an hour. When I double 5 miles an hour, I get 10 miles an hour. That gives me an octave, that gives me the C above. If I double 10 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour, I get the C above that one. Now, you can see how it's working here. If I double 20 to 40, I get that one above it. If I could go from 40 to 80, I'll get the next one, and 80 to 106. So it builds like that. It just builds and builds. So as you're doing these octaves on the mouthpiece, it's all about moving the air through the instrument and moving it quicker. watching that. It's been great to go through buzzing. I think it's something that's so important, and it's something that should be put into everybody's practice. But again, to show you that you can actually buzz and you can do all your exercises pretty much, apart from your finger exercises, with just the mouthpiece. There are little gadgets out there that attach to your trumpet and things, so you've got the feeling of holding your trumpet while your mouthpiece is on a little extra thing on the side. I just stick with my mouthpiece, to be honest, and it just works great for me. So practice lots of mouthpiece buzzing. It's really good for you. Next week, what I'm going to be looking at is talking through my practice routine and my technical practice routine. So the technical studies and things next week are going to be much more advanced. We're going to start talking about higher notes and things like that. In a couple of videocasts down the line, we will actually be doing a talk about high notes as well, and high note help, and giving you some advice there to help getting into the really high range of the trumpet. So thank you very much for watching. This week, get onto YouTube and try looking up a group called Mnotzil Brass, which is Mnozil. Have a look at them. They're pretty cool. They're very funny. I'm sure you'll find loads of cool videos of what they're doing, and they do a really good a sketch called Lazy Boy, where this guy plays loads of instruments with his feet and his hands and all stuff like that. So it's really good. Have a good week, everybody. Keep working hard on your buzzing, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.